Howdy, y'all. Today is the 27th of September. This is Philippe the Learn to Grow guy. Please make sure you subscribe, and what's the other one? And share. Okay, be sure to like and subscribe and share the videos. Okay, I've just returned from a 3-week trip, and the garden has really been neglected, and it's not looking too good. Okay, what I've been doing before I started making this video today is that I started harvesting some of the squashes and stuff like that, and taking a look around, seeing the damage that deer has actually done in in the gardens out here. Okay, let me take a look. Let me show you. Okay, I'm here by this peach tree. As you can see, leaves have been consumed from it. This is the Savior's garden that I had neglected, and okra seem to have done fine with it. I still have some Italian zucchini I still have to harvest. Still have a few tomatoes left, but otherwise most of the tomatoes are gone. There's plenty of squashes in here that need to be harvested, including this pumpkin right there. Okay, I got squashes all throughout here. Everything you see that looks light, see, look, let me show you something. Okay, see that's deer poop. Okay, I know I saw some around here too. See, there's more deer poop, meaning that they've been around here hijacking, trying to do or take what they can. Okay, squashes that's been harvested needs to be put away, but otherwise, coming around the garden here, okay, all in there, you see all those little brown things. Those are what is that? They're the squash name will come to me. Otherwise, there is a butternut squash. That's what they are. Otherwise, there's still a blue Hubbard squash there, and I think you can see some of the acorn squashes, and that's what we pretty much have here. Okay. Let me see. I have to come back and pick those up. So otherwise, deer have gotten into the garden and they have done some damage. Not this one, but the other one across the way over there. And like I said, I'm gonna need to find another way of handling deer. Okay, they devastated the sweet potatoes I planted over there with the whole stump and pat program. You can look at the past videos to take a closer look at that one. But otherwise, is my backup sweet potatoes. Okay, this is my backup sweet potatoes. I planted these, but as you can see, the deer even got to some of them. Okay, there's one here. It's on the green side. Yeah, I had this row and that row. Earlier on, the deer did eat, or rabbits or whatever, they did eat some of the other leaves, so that they did eat some of the other plants, and so therefore I didn't get too much from them. However, there's still little mounds of these sweet potato leaves left, which means that there's a chance that I may actually be able to have some sweet potatoes. Now, the thing with sweet potatoes is that you have to make sure that you cure them. Okay, they need a nice warm place at about roughly 80 degrees, and it has to be humid. All right, the reason why you have to cure them is because that is how you're going to let the skin soften up somewhat. In addition to giving the starches a chance to mature and become the sugar to give your sweet potatoes that sweet flavor. Okay. Over here are some of the squashes I've been harvesting from here, and then from up in here. I still have more squashes to harvest, but it's just going to take a little time to try to get them all done. Okay, over here, let's see, I think I picked up those squashes already. Otherwise, there's still one here, two there, three here. If you remember, what I did is that I went through and I planted squashes around everywhere by blueberries, around everything. This one here is finished. I finished harvesting it last time. Yeah, there's still acorn squashes in there, to be harvested. And let me show you what the deer did. Oh, this is my how you call these okras. Some of the older ones, I've been saving them for seed. They're drying out just the way that I needed them to. But these greener ones, they're the more recent stuff that that did not get harvested by anybody since I was gone for about the 3 weeks. Okay, this here is turmeric, If you look at the turmeric, it has the leaves that look like banana leaves, sort of. Okay, this more of a tropical looking type of plant. This is ginger. Ginger has more of a grassy looking type of leaf. Okay, so that's ginger. This is turmeric. One other thing pertaining to okra, okra's leaf structure tends to change as it approaches the end of its lifetime. Earlier on, the leaves were nice broad leaves, and if you look at them today, they're actually some smaller, thinner leaves. Okay, that lets you know when your okra is actually running out of life. Okay, looking at deer damage. See, deer poop. This is how I know that the deer has been here. All right, it's not coffee beans. Okay, I know they look like coffee beans, but they're not coffee beans. They went through here with my sweet potatoes. Look at this. You see that? This is sweet potatoes. You see it? Okay, again, I'm not ready to pick them and put them in a place yet because Sabbath is approaching. This is a carrot that I found over there. Looks like I may have pulled it and I forgot to take it and set it for eating purposes. Okay, so I will set it aside so that I remember to pick it up before I leave before I go inside for the day. These were my string beans. Okay, as you can see, there's still some string beans left. Okay, there's still some string beans left. Some of them have dried, but look at where all the deer ate the leaves. You see what I'm saying? The deer came in here and they had a feast in my absence. This particular variety of beans down here, this is actually what you call what's that? Soy lima beans. Okay, it's a combination of soybean and lima beans. I got them from one of the brothers from the church. These actually do taste pretty good. It's just that apparently my plant sort of got devastated. Okay, so this is what happened to my beans and such. But otherwise, as far as the Italian zucchini is concerned, they seem to be doing fine. Let's see. Yeah, this one's a little hard. It may still be some good tomatoes. Well, there's a few. I'm not sure if they're going to grow anymore because we went through, actually, in my absence, we went through a little cold spell as to where, how you say, it gave things a chance to die off. It gave things a chance to die off. I'm gonna pick up my carrot. So I'm gonna put it over here with. I'll put it on the hood of the car. Y'all make sure y'all remind me to how you say? Y'all make sure y'all remind me to get the carrot. Okay. Ooh, a frog. Look at that. Well, could be a toad. See it? There's life around here everywhere. See, this is part of where the deer pulled out some of the sweet potatoes. And look, I still have a few strawberry plants left. I'm hoping that they didn't devour it all. Yeah. So, anyway, those are my beans. Cucumbers. Oh, look, there's big one there, 2 legs gone to seed. Yeah, it's another late one that's gone to seed. These cabbages, somebody gave them to me. These are some of the peppers. What I'm going to do with the pepper plants is I'm going to dig them out. And in digging them out, I'm going to put them in a pot and try to put them in storage for the winter so that next year I have a good early start on them. Shucks, man. Anyway. Couple of rows of sweet potatoes gone. This was my Jerusalem artichoke. They came through and gnawed on them. They ate on them. Yeah, more of the Jerusalem artichokes. Pepper plants, they seem to be doing fine. And by the way, these are cayenne peppers. Yeah. Well, I guess the flea beetles finally left. I guess it got cold enough to kill some of them off. They really didn't allow me to have any eggplants this year, but these are trying to bloom now and they're trying to be productive. It's a bit too late for that. This is my chayote squash. The deer enjoyed them, I think, more than I did. These did not produce anything at all. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to grow them again because you had the whole season and yet they did absolutely nothing. Okay, so I'm going to go down the road to show you the other Jerusalem artichokes that I actually have. Okay, so we're gonna pause this momentarily. See, this is damage done by deer. Okay. Well, at least they didn't get that peach tree too bad, but it looks like they did get the lower leaves. Yeah, they got the lower leaves on this peach tree. I'm hoping that I get plenty of peaches from it next year. I'm gonna pause. Okay, down this way, I don't see too much damage. Okay, I don't see too much damage. Apple trees have been struggling for a couple of years now. I'm not sure what's going on with them. However, I still have acorn squashes to harvest from here. Okay, I still have acorn squashes to harvest. Okay, and the pawpaw tree, this one seems to be doing okay. There was some bugs that actually made they were like caterpillar type of things. They made cocoons and stuff like that. They cover the whole the branch, especially at the ends. Looks like the tree is trying to make it recovered. It's doing this recovery now, and I had the same problem with this one too. And all the little new growth that you see, that's where those other varmints, those little bugs, those little worms, caterpillars, whatever the heck they were, that's where they did some damage to the tree. And I'm hoping to get some fruit from these trees sometimes next year. Cactus seems to be doing fine. So perhaps in a year or two, we'll see how well they grow, and that will let me know whether or not I'm going to have prickly pears in a year or two. This tree has always suffered. It's always been struggling. Tomato plants, but look, they've been through here. This one did the worst thing to this here, and this is actually a blackberry that every time I think it's going to do well, deer come through and they eat them. It's been like that for the past couple of years. Tomatoes, my grapevines over here, they seem like they've done some attacking on them too. I've got to pull the tomatoes out and all the time to take a look and see how the grapevines actually did. Over here, grapevine has some damage, but this is what I wanted you guys to see. This is the last of my Jerusalem artichoke. These grew quite fine. What I did was that I put the bone sauce on those sticks there, and it it actually did keep the deer from devouring them. So these grew up nice and tall, 7-8 feet. Yeah, but I can't wait till the time comes when I dig them out. I want to see what I want to see the fruits of my labor underneath. Okay, again, these are Jerusalem artichokes. They produce stuff that makes them look like little sunflowers up the top, and that's how they are. But the meat that they produce is actually underground. Okay. Looking forward to see what this does next year. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's a pomegranate. Okay, and otherwise, this is where I had the last of my potatoes. This is the last potato bed that I have. I've not dug this one up yet, but look, so I'm not sure if you can see this one potato, but otherwise on this side is where I had some potatoes growing. I will be harvesting them, but I gotta wait till this stuff dries out. I did harvest the sunflower plants, the sunflower heads from here, from these two sunflower plants and such. I have those drying in the greenhouse at this time. As you can see, lower branches, the deer got to them. Okay, I'll be glad when this deer stuff is done. Well, I can't say I'll be glad when it's done, but for those of you who eat meat, enjoy deer. Enjoy deer, okay? Otherwise, I still have some tomatoes. This is all a big, huge tomato bush, man. Next year, I believe I'm going to be killing some tomato plants in the spring, okay? I'm saying that because it's just too much. It was just too much this year. Let me show you something else. Over here was my a place where I actually had some strawberry plants, and look, see that? That's one of the few that remain from here. So yeah, I have to find another means of taking care of the deer, you know? I have to find another means of taking the deer. And what I'm actually thinking is something as to where I use that bone sauce on some rods. I'm thinking about buying some rods from one of the box stores or what have you, or strips of wood. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to char them, and then after charring them, I'm going to apply a few layers of that bone sauce. I'm not going to be cheap with them like I've done in the past. I think that's probably my problem with the bone sauce, is that I've applied it so sparingly, you know. And I think that maybe in applying it so sparingly, I did not put enough of them down. Okay, so let me show you what I'm looking at doing. Okay, let me explain. Lucy, let me explain. Okay, explain something to me, Lucy. Okay, anyway, the rods or the furring strips, I'm going to char. I'm going to put the bone sauce on them, and on every last one of these piece of these wires that's sticking out, I'm going to anchor those pieces to there with the bone sauce. So the whole purpose of that is that so that, look, traffic. Okay, the whole purpose of that is that the deer will smell them. Anything that's high up, they're not going to bother. You see, anything on these wires around the wood, they're not going to bother. And so therefore, my grapes should be able to grow on the vines and spread out over the wires and such, and not have to worry about, well, I wouldn't have to worry about the deer trying to get to them. The only thing I'm hoping to eliminate over this year, the only thing I'm looking at possibly having only thing I may have some problems with is actually going to be the Japanese beetles. However, this fall, I'm going to be, well, if I can find it, I'll probably have to go online and order some. I'm going to have to order some milky spores, okay? They're called milky spores. I'm telling you, they're called milky spores because what they're able to do is that when the Japanese beetle larvae eat them, what tends to happen is that the stuff will kill them, okay? I think it's some bacteria. It's a form of bacteria as to where the bacteria eat them from inside out or something along those lines. I'm not 100%, I don't recall exactly how it kills them. But all I know is that it kills them, and I'll be good for maybe up to 10 years from my understanding. I'm close to you here because I'm walking against the wind. It's bare against the wind. So anyway, the milky spore is supposed to last for maybe 10 years or so. And if I can get a good 5 years out of them as to where I see no Japanese beetles, I'll be just fine. Okay, I'll be just fine if I can get a few years, because they'll give my cherry trees, my that was a nice little walk up that little hill. Tells you how out of shape I am. But that'll take care of that. That'll take care of the Japanese beetles, but I just gotta make sure I take care of that and get the stuff out in the fall. And also, they also said that in the spring is a good time to put them out. But for me, I'm looking at putting them out both in the fall as well as in the spring, for the simple reason that I want to make sure they die. Okay, I want to make sure they die. And I'm back at the cabin. Even over here, I'm looking at doing the same thing here, putting the little things, putting the furring strips or what have you there. And at the ends there, the rabbits are not getting in here because I put the bone sauce on these logs sparingly. Again, I probably need to do it more liberally. But the rabbits not getting in is the deer. They can step over that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to put dry some stakes in and put the strips connecting them going all the way through, or I'll do some wire and I'll tie the strips to them. Okay, that's what's going to happen possibly in the fall. Well, in the fall or the spring. So that's what I'm going to have to do to protect this garden. Because I was really looking forward to some what's that thing called? Some Jerusalem artichokes and more sweet potatoes, but unfortunately that didn't quite pan out. So it is what it is. That's how dealing in gardens work. All right. Guys, y'all take care. That's my little tour as to what happened after I came back. And I don't like it too much because I don't like dealing with losses. Well, I don't like losses. It's not that you got to deal with it. That's just life. That's just how life is. You know, it's how the saying go: life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Well, or how's that other saying that Billy from Permanent Pasture Farm says? He says that the problem is the solution. Okay, so um, somewhere here, I don't know. Maybe I'll use some of the wood around here as for the strips that I would need instead of buying furring strips from the store. I don't know, that could be like part of the problem is the solution, I guess. But we'll see what happens. Either way it goes, I'm gonna have all winter long to plan things out and see what we're gonna do, what I'm gonna do to get things done so that I don't have this deer problem, at least in my main gardens anymore. Yeah. Oh, um, for next year, I'm going to be putting, what is that, garlic. Probably put garlic maybe in the last row there. That last row may be all garlic. I did collect some garlic in my absence. I collected some garlic to plant. And what I'm going to do with the rest of these, looks like I may just collect the rest of, dig those up and just put them all here. Let me have maybe one row or two rows of those Jerusalem artichokes. Or maybe I should move them all the way up there and let them be in that row. But I'll work it out. I gotta restack and put all these piles back together, make get the rows up because when I harvested the potatoes, I spread a lot of the material out. I gotta make sure that I fix all that. Yeah, but I'm not gonna have potatoes growing here. Probably, I may have them growing in another bed or someplace, but this is not gonna be Potatoville anymore. I'm going to do some other planting. I'm trying to do the crop rotation, the whole concept of crop rotation, even though it may not be necessary, but I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, y'all take care. Good night, and enjoy your evening. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.